What's going on, guys? You are locked into Trending with Nate, and today I am joined by the lovely cast and crew of Little English. Welcome, guys.
Whoa.
It is amazing to have you guys here. How are you all?
Great, amazing, excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
You're looking all very suave, beautiful, here for the occasion. So we're going to get right into it. How did the movie come about? What was the journey like from the start?
The movie, well, it was a play first. I run a theatre company called Rivco Theatre Company. Shin's worked with me many times. And yeah, it was a play, and it was a very visual play. I wanted to always make it my first feature. And Dominique Unsworth, who's the producer of the film, has been a long-time friend of mine, who loved it also. And we've been on this really long journey to kind of take this play to screen, and it's taken a long time. I won't say how long, but rather long.
Really?
But it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
It's worth the wait.
So some of the process, if I'm correct, was done through COVID, through lockdown. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, we were in the second lockdown. We were all in masks when we were shooting. And it was really difficult because, you know, we couldn't even touch each other, really. We were testing every day. We were testing each other. There was someone walking around with a ruler, making sure we weren't standing next to each other. You know, it was quite a difficult process. And this is a love story. So, you know, you need contact. You know? So, you know, yeah, anybody else want to talk about their COVID journey?
Yeah, it was difficult because we were also in a really small house in Windsor, so it was very confined. We were all on top of each other, but by the end of it, we became family. So
exactly, they're part of the bubble.
Yeah,
you know?
by the end of it, we were just like this, and yeah.
You got that at day one.
All right,
guys. Cheeky. Okay.
So cheeky.
So cheeky. So for the viewers at home that maybe haven't heard of it or don't quite know what the film is about, do you guys want to tell us a little bit about the story?
Is that going to be me again?
Yeah.
I think he's just interviewing me. Forget these guys. It's a lovely little romantic comedy. It's a British Asian romantic comedy, and it's about this young Punjabi woman who gets married into a British Asian family, and on the wedding day, her husband does a runner, and she gets locked down into this house in Slough, in sunny Slough, and you know, into this kind of lockdown comes this young, kind of handsome man who's also on home detention. So both of these inmates are in this house in a way, and what they start to do is, you know, Simmi, who's played by this beautiful girl here, Ramit, speaks very little English, and Harry, played by this very handsome guy here called not Harry, his name's not Harry, it's actually Viraj. And what happens is he speaks very little Punjabi, she speaks very little English, and they start to form this really beautiful friendship, and out of that comes the story, which I won't say anymore.
You guys got to watch it if you want to know. So it's been out. What's the response been like?
Come on, you guys can sort of answer that.
Unreal. We had our premiere at the BFI, part of the London Indian Film Festival.
Which we sold out.
And we sold out 450 seats. I'll say it again in case that axe went over me. 450 seats at the BFI, sold out. Went on a little tour. We came to Birmingham, to the Mac. We went to Home in Manchester, and then Picture House in central London, which we sold out 2 screens of. They had to upgrade us 3 times. What an incredible turnout. People coming up to us after, laughing, crying, saying, you remind me of my sister, my brother, my chacha, my dad, my granddad. It's a film that people are finally seeing themselves reflected in, and it's so relatable, and that's what's so meaningful to us.
Yeah, and we've opened now. We're in selected screens across the country. We're also in Cineworlds and Views, which is incredible for a British South Asian film to be in. You know, it's our story. It's a story about us. You know, when I see ourselves on screen, how rare is it for us to see our authentic selves on screen? I mean, it never happens. It hasn't happened for many, many years. And what we're seeing in the audience is they're watching it going, I've not seen this forever, you know, and the reaction, and you know, the reaction's been incredible, really.
It's the first British rom-com with 2 South Asian leads, and it turns every stereotype on its head. You've not seen anything like this before. It's what people have been craving for years.
That's true. That's a really good point, because I was going to say, Bend It Like Beckham came out, and that is like a classic cult movie. Everyone has watched Bend It Like Beckham. But since then, there hasn't really been anything that's come from the British Asian community. Like, we've had It's a Wonderful Afterlife, and a few people watched it, but there wasn't really a real hype afterwards. This film did create a hype, and I think it is due to everyone people wanted to see us on screen being represented. But why do you think it's taken so long?
I can't answer all the questions. Come on, you guys.
You can. You're the director.
You know this business more than us. I think it's lack of opportunity. I think people have a very certain idea of us as British Asians, and they just haven't evolved, have they? And it's really difficult. Even when, as actors, we still get scripts, and we're never the leads, or it's very rare that we're the leads. And I think it's just an opportunity thing, and they don't get us. They think we're still stuck in that sort of time, and they expect to see us. But with our film, we definitely challenge a lot of stereotypes, and we're trying to flip the narrative here and just have something refreshing and authentic.
It's impossible to make a film like this. I've got to be really honest with you. It's not been easy. It's taken a very long time because I wanted to tell our authentic story as we are. We speak bits of Punjabi at home. Some characters do, some characters don't. We eat parathe, all of that authentic stuff. There's a puja scene. And, I suppose when people who run film companies or TV companies or theatre companies read our scripts, they probably don't see us or value what they're reading, and those films don't get made. And I think that's all got to change. And Dominic Unsworth, who produced this film, read my script, understood it, said, this is my family, and we're going to put this on screen. And, here we are.
I think also people will probably assume that there's no market for it, that there's no money to be made. People won't go out in masses to go and see it, and I think we've proven that's not the case.
We will. So going back to representation, why do you think it's so hard for the South Asian artists, actors to break into the mainstream? Like, there still is a glass ceiling where maybe you guys in the mainstream movies or shows are getting put into these stereotypical roles rather than the leads.
I mean, I think if we look at America, they're a little bit more advanced than us here, don't you think? What do you think? I don't know why that is. I feel like America's having their moment with leads, South Asian leads, like with shows on, that I won't name any because I don't know if I'm allowed. But we do see we have seen a lot of sort of South Asians in lead parts, but yeah, I think we've got a bit of a long way to go here.
I think the mainstream film companies, right, whoever they are and wherever they are, they need to have more faith in directors like Prav, in actors like these guys here, right? Because these kind of stories, like we said before, these kind of stories need to be told. And who can tell these stories the best way and authentically and realistically are these people. Yeah. These people can make those stories and those films. And people, Asian peoples all around the world will identify with this film, right? And not just Asians. When the other audiences come to watch this film, they will also see what our life is really like in this country, what we go through every day, what we eat every day, what we wear every day, the little nuances that go on within families and the relationships that we have. And they would love to see these films, but they're not getting made because these big film companies aren't having any faith in us, right? And they need to have that faith. It's about time they did that, So the arts councils, if they can help, they should help as much as they can. And, you Warner Brothers and you Sonys and whoever you are, do it, man. All right.
I know. Believe in the talent.
Believe in it.
I think it's about us supporting each other as well. Yeah. The film's out in cinema. Go and see it. Everyone's asking me for a link. if it's on YouTube, or by you link Eggy is on YouTube. I'm like, no, man. Just go to Cineworld, Feltham, South Ruislip, Hounslow. It's like
pay that £6 and buy your ticket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we were in Bolton the other day, and most of the audience were white, working class white audience who loved the film. And it's not. Yes, it's for us. I made it for us, but it's for everyone. How many years have we watched white stories and felt like that's our family? Well, it's the other way around too, It just happens to be a brown family, but the story's universal. It's all of our family stories. Who hasn't got a dysfunctional family? We all have. Right? Or is it just me?
So guys, we were talking about the representation, the responses. Now, Shin, I've got a question for you. You've been in the industry for a long time.
What are you trying to say?
You're an icon, you're an OG.
What are you trying to say?
Experience.
Experience.
Oh, experience.
You're a legend. You've done it all.
That's cool.
But what I want to know from you is this transition from, like, you're an artist, you're in a band, going into acting, how is that for you, evolving?
Do you know what? let me tell you a little story, right? Before Bhangra took over my life, right, I actually wanted to be an actor. And I auditioned for an acting school here at the Old Rep in Birmingham, And I did get accepted, right? And obviously, there was a few problems, but I did get accepted. And I was about to start an acting career or start learning acting properly. And then all of a sudden Bhangra happened, right? And then Bhangra took over my life for the next 36, 37 years, right? And then I had a phone call from this man, right? And as you know, Prav runs a theatre company called Rifco Arts, right? And he phoned me about getting involved in theatre and singing. He was doing a musical. And I thought, right, okay, this is interesting. So I jumped at the chance of doing it, right? And they were doing a musical called Britain's Got Bhangra. Or Bhangra, right? Britain's Got Bhangra. And it was a massive production, and it was beautiful. And I played the lead role of Twinkle Sing, right? Great name,
What a
isn't
name.
it? What a name! Twinkle Sing, right? And it was a great role for me to play, right? Because I could identify with the character so much. And the songs and the music in there were fantastic, and the dancing on stage, performing live. I think on the first tour we did like 98 shows in like 4 months. Which is just crazy. Second year, we did about 94, right? And it was just a crazy tour, and after that tour, I looked buff as well, right? Proper.
You still do.
But, thank you. He's my Sam, by the way, in the film. So when Prav gave me the opportunity to get involved with acting and relive my dream, I just jumped at the opportunity. And then, again, I had a call from Prav about the film, in which I do some acting. I don't speak any dialogues, right? As you'll see in the film when you go and watch it. But yeah, my music features heavily in the film as well. And I got a chance to compose a new track, Boliyan Tappe, for this film. Little English Boliyan, they're called. So you got to check those out, yeah?
I think we're going to play that in a little bit, so stay tuned, guys. So I kind of want to talk about the themes and some taboo subjects that are in the film. I think mental health, girls coming from India and being expected to control the whole house, crime, interracial relationships. How important was it for you to kind of portray these in the right way in the movie? Because these are all things that happen in our day-to-day lives.
I think when you get the opportunity to represent your community, you have a real responsibility to get it right. So there's been a lot of work on the script, a lot of work, a lot of drafting, making sure those characters are not stereotypes or, two-dimensional evil stepmother or, Punjabi demure girl from India who's going to do all the housework. We flipped all those characters. And just talking about Shin first, he's a really important, Shin's character, Dad, is a really important character in the film. He's got no dialogue, but you hear his singing throughout. You hear his voice. He's the music of the house. He's the cassettes. And, that's why I really wanted Shin, because I've always loved Shin's voice. And when I was writing the film, I could hear him. And there's beautiful moments in the film where Harry is listening to his dad's music on his earphones and in the attic with his granddad. So, you may not have dialogue in the film, but your voice and your music is really present through the film, and it's a beautiful character in the film. I think, it was, Ramit plays this really feisty, funny, quirky character from Punjab who you think is going to be one way, but she completely flips that. And that was really important to me because I wanted to represent people, women like my mum, who left their country, who gave up their families, came to this cold Britain, married strangers, and made a whole new life for themselves. They are brave women, and we don't represent them enough. And I really wanted to get that right. And, why don't you just talk a little bit about Simmi and...
Yeah, sure. What's been really nice is we've been having these screenings, and a lot of my aunties, my mum, in fact, came up to me and really related to Simmi. And I don't think it's like the first time they're seeing themselves or their stories. I've had aunties come up to me and be like, meri story si. The fact that they feel included. And that's one of the things Prav's always sort of said he wants everyone to be included, and that's been really nice about her. And she's no damsel in distress. You know, stereotypically we're always sort of portrayed as these like bachariyan who come over and have to be, you know, the homemakers and stuff like that. But the truth is, these strong, feisty Punjabi women, you know, they're strong and they hold the whole family together. They're the backbone of the family, and it was an honour to like
And you know,
tell that story.
Simi is the hero of the film. You know, it's her film. The entire film is on her shoulders, you know. And when I was casting this part, I had to get Simi right, and I could not find the right actress because Simi speaks proper Punjabi, and I wanted to get that right because there's nothing worse than making a film like this and the Punjabi's wrong and the costumes are wrong, and then we don't believe it. So I was saying to the producer, we have to get that casting right, and I just could not find the right actress. We met lots of actresses, and then Ramit auditioned for another part. It was during lockdown, so we were seeing tapes. It was all on Zoom or on, you know, we weren't meeting actors because you couldn't. And Ramit auditioned for a different part, and I saw her and I thought, well, this actress is really good. I just feel that she might be right for Simi. And then you came in. You said 2 lines. Me and the producer looked at each other and we were like, we found her. It's like finding your true love. You know, we were like, here she is. And, you know, the same happened with Viraj, you know, Harry is really, he's a young man who's lonely, who's really fighting depression. He's fighting loss through the film, and that was really important to find someone that had that kind of depth and could really tap into that. Do you want to talk a little bit about Harry?
Yeah, well, like Prav said, he's a very complex character, and we don't often see men portraying mental health on screen, and I think the reason why maybe I was able to tap into that is because firstly, us as actors, we have to be emotionally vulnerable and available, which I think I've always found at the start was always difficult because it was like, you know, you're being given a script to really connect with it. You're saying something really sad, whatever, but us as men, well, our tactic is to deflect and to not show emotion, to always just pretend to brush it off like it doesn't affect you. But everyone knows how they feel behind closed doors and how it does affect them mentally, physically, psychologically. And so there was a lot of work done, you know, like over the years, going to classes and acting classes, you know, and to just really open up and to accept that these things are what makes us human beings. If we're always just deflecting and sort of looking for a way out, then how are we actually connecting with anyone? And that's, you know, that's a fundamental part of not just being an actor, but life with human beings and that interaction. And so being able to tap into that and portray that on screen, like Prav said, he's a young man who's lost in the world. He's fighting abandonment. You know, his father's not there anymore. His brother's done a runner. Who has he got? He's got no one to really look up to or to be around who understands him. And he gets lost. He's portrayed as a bad egg in society, no relationship with his mum. Where does he turn to? His connection to life was through his dad and through music, until Simi comes along and sort of connects him back to his roots.
Why do you think the subject of mental health, depression, is such a taboo subject in our community? Because I feel like the conversation is opening up in general, but I feel like in our Desi families, there are still, like, you know, the older generations that are like, well, you've got nothing to be depressed about, you've got everything. Why is this still such a taboo subject that we just don't talk about?
I think we're just not used to talking to each other. It's not part of our culture. You know, we're very good at keeping secrets from each other, and very rarely do you see families really having conversations with each other. And what I hope this film will do, I mean, look, it's a comedy, but it's got a dark underbelly. And I hope it makes you laugh and think and go, oh, that's my sister, or that's my brother, or that's my dad, and talk to each other. And that happened with you, didn't it? When, you know, I mean, you know, you got to talk to your mum in a way that you never have.
Yeah, she's never opened up to me like that before. And I remember the night after BFI, which was our UK premiere, she just opened up. And normally I'm like, oh, mum, flashback, doodle-doo, you know, we always laugh and joke about it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to let you talk. Tell me, do tell me how it was for you. Because we don't quite think like our mums and everyone who came from other countries and settled here, that they had a life before us. And and it made me want to know more about her journey as well. So hopefully it gets everyone talking.
It's now time for one of my favourite segments in the show, my Wheel of Doom. So guys, it's not that scary.
Wheel of Doom? Oh my God.
I feel like it's quite self-explanatory. I'm going to spin it and you guys are going to take it in turns to tell me a nice little story about whatever the topic is.
Right.
We can't be shy. We get personal here, okay?
I'll try.
And it's a safe space. Okay, you guys ready?
Do I win anything?
Our respect.
It's not a Wheel of Fortune, you know.
Wheel of Fortune. What have I
Okay,
got?
pet hate.
Oh God. Okay. Right. So.
Who was ready for that?
At the moment,
Don't
right?
name anyone.
Yeah, I'm not going to. No naming and shaming. I'm doing these things after screenings, which I call Q and A's, like where audience asks you questions. And my pet hate is when somebody is asking you a question that is not a question; it's a statement, and you're waiting for the question, and they're going on, and you're like, "Is there a question in that?" And
Because like, what do you even say back to that? Just agree, like, yeah.
I just do lots of nodding. And it happens every time. There's always someone who loves the sound of their own voice and isn't asking a question. Shin, it's your turn.
Can we just do a PSA before we move on to your Shin? So, guys, if you're going to meet these guys, right, at any of the upcoming screenings, ask questions, not statements, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Shin, let's go. Pet hates.
Unless you say you're going to like the film, yeah. Oh, you're going to ask me the same thing? Yeah. Oh, right, pet hate. My pet hate is cats. Pet hates. Ba-bum. Yeah.
Someone cue the sound. See what he did there?
Drum roll. See what I did, yeah? That's all.
Okay, we'll let him have that. He's warming up.
Go first this time. He's going to be thinking about it. Is it the same thing? Food. Oh my God, I love food.
Go on,
I
what's
mean,
your favourite
food
type of
is.
food?
My favourite food is got to be aloo paroti on a Sunday with my mum, with a
the
jar
dahi.
and a dahi, right? That's my favourite. But I also really love Thai food. I love Thai food. I mean, I went to Thailand and I was like, oh my God, it was just like heaven. I was just like grabbing things. It was just great. Shin, what's your favourite food?
Okay.
Or not?
Yeah, my favourite food is obviously the desi food, right? And saag and makki diyan rotiyan, right? Should I just sing you a couple of lines of the song? Yeah. ਹੋ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਖੇਤਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਜਾ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਸਰੋਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਗ ਮੱਕੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ ਮੱਖਣ ਦਾ ਪੇੜਾ ਹੋ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਖੇਤਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਜਾ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਸਰੋਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਗ ਮੱਕੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ ਮੱਖਣ ਦਾ ਪੇੜਾ. That's a DCS track, by the way, okay?
Give it up for Shin.
DCS are always singing about food because we all love
always hungry.
musicians are always hungry.
Okay, being on tour, what's your worst tour experience?
What's my worst tour experience? Yeah. Was that on the wheel?
No, but we're just going to story time.
Okay, worst tour experience is we were driving down a motorway once, right, in the back of a van, right? Bands are always in the back of a van, right?
Yeah.
And one of the lads on the, this is a true story, on the M1, right, I was sitting in the front. One of the lads in the back of the van did a moonie, right? And driving behind the van was an old couple. And they phoned the police and told them there's a white van on the motorway, it's a passenger van, and someone's doing a moonie out the back window.
Oh
right?
my
And they told them
God.
what's written on the side of the van and whereabouts we were. And the police stopped us. They pulled us over onto the hard shoulder. They were laughing, though, about it, right? And they said, please don't do that, right? Because someone's going to have an accident. That's a true story.
I mean, I feel like that's a bit extreme, ringing the police, you know. But
Yeah,
Karens.
it's a bit extreme. Making my eyes go funny.
Do you know what I mean? Okay. We'll just change that too.
What's that?
Celebrity
Oh,
crush.
I don't know.
Celebrity crash.
Celebrity crush. I've never had a celebrity
Okay,
crush.
shall we change it to who's one person you'd really love to work with?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, look, I've already got to work with one person that I really love, Shabana Azmiji, who did my play, who I absolutely adored working with. I really want to work with Amir Khan, the actor.
Yeah.
I would love to work with him, if he's watching.
Amir, if you're watching.
Yeah, absolutely. And other talent, I mean, there's some really good talent, like Riz Ahmed, I would love to work with. It's just a wicked actor. I'm going to think of more because there are other actors. Who would you like to work with, Shin?
No, I think I'll stick to celebrity crushes.
Oh, okay.
It's Sandra Bullock. I've always been a big fan of hers, right? From when she made Speed, right? That's the first time I saw her with Keanu Reeves, right?
Keanu.
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with her that time. And I did tell my wife, I said, I love this woman. Right? We went to watch the film together. She didn't mind.
I love this woman,
She
by the
did
way.
not mind. She did not mind,
Okay,
right?
good.
Right. And and even to this day, she teases me about it, right? But she's amazing. And I love the way she's maintained herself up to now. She's beautiful.
Look at the passion.
She's still beautiful.
I know.
But she's still beautiful.
She is beautiful.
She is beautiful. And she's a great actress on top of it.
Anything else we'd like
Cheers.
to add? Anything else?
No. I better not. That's one's enough.
You go first. Come on.
What is that?
Oh, chat up lines.
Chat blind.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never actually chatted anybody up in my life, right?
Not even your wife.
No, it was an arranged marriage.
No, but when you're getting to know each other, a bit flirting, you know.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, yeah. But I don't. It's usually a song, isn't it? It's not a line.
Well, sing
So
another song,
I end
come
up
on.
singing a whole song to my wife usually. You know, you know what I mean? Okay, there's a song, one of my songs, obviously, that I wrote for my wife, right? Well, I didn't actually write it, but I composed it especially for my wife, right? I'll sing you a couple lines of that. ਬਹਿ ਜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ ਬਹਿ ਜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ ਹੈ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਬੋਲ ਬੋਲ ਰਹਿ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਲ ਹੈ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਬੋਲ ਬੋਲ ਰਹਿ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਲ ਦਿਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਮਾਂ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ ਹੈ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਰਵਾਂ
What a voice.
That's for you, darling, all right.
All right, darling.
You cannot give Shin a microphone and not expect him to sing. I mean, that's just going to happen, isn't it?
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have to ask. He tells me I'm going to sing now.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm going to sing you a song. I mean, this is why I work with Shin, because I just love his voice, and his voice is so prevalent in so much of my work. I make a lot of musicals. You're in all of them. You're in my film. You know, so I mean, he's not my celebrity crush, but I do love him a lot.
Yeah, I love that. Just a little duo. So what chat up lines?
Oh God.
What's the line you use to get Shin in your movie?
I've never had to use chat up lines. So I've been very lucky because I'm the one that's being chatted up usually.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, no.
All he's got to do is sit back and relax. They
Yeah,
come
I
to
just
me.
relax. They come to me. Yeah, well, not anymore, but you know.
Now my guests have changed, and you guys know the drill. You know what I'm going to ask you to do.
We do. We do. Little drum roll, please. Who's going first?
You're going to take it in turns. Do it how you want.
Okay.
Most embarrassing moment.
Oh yeah, you can take that one.
No, you're both going to answer.
Oh, we're both doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never gets embarrassed. Do you? This is your.
This is it. This is it.
Oh my gosh.
Make these good guys. Come on.
Once, I can't really think of anything, but once I was at school and because my name is Ramit, I went to an all-Catholic school, like pretty much was the only Asian there, and we went to this retreat thing, and by my name they thought I was a guy, and then they put me in the boys group.
Oh,
So
no.
I like had this whole weekend at the retreat with the guys, and all my friends were like in the other thing, and I was so embarrassed, like yeah.
So Ramit's retreat. Banging. Banging. I've got one. It was awful. I was at like an audition workshop when I was 15.
Yeah.
I was so nervous because I wanted to get into this, like it was a big sort of youth workshop, and everyone's in a circle, and they said, right, we're going to come in the middle and we're going to say our name and one interesting fact. Yeah. And I thought, okay, cool. I don't know the level of interesting, so I'm going to wait for someone else to go first. So we'll get the standard.
How interesting are these facts? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she just went, right, you first. And I was like, oh no. So I walked up, I was like, hi, my name is Viraj. And I froze. And I looked down and I just went, I've got 6 toes.
Do you actually?
I don't. And I said I got 6 toes.
Let's have a look.
I said,
No, you know what,
they're not
that's
paying me
right.
enough.
I was born with 6 toes, and This is a BritAsia exclusive.
Oh my God.
Yes, so I had
gosh,
extra
no.
fingers and extra toes.
I love it. You're like an alien. That's so cool.
So like my embarrassing moment has connected us.
Yeah.
This is what life's. This is what
This
BritAsia's
is what
about,
BritAsia's
man.
about.
Like, subscribe, comment for more for a behind the
exclusives, 'cause
scenes
you lot
of
didn't know this
Nays.
about me.
Yeah, man. Is that on the TikTok?
I don't know where it's going to be. TV, TikTok,
Oh,
it's everywhere
okay,
now.
okay.
It's out there, but
Wow.
it's my
That's
exclusive.
what the fans want, man.
It is. Getting to know now.
But yeah, no, it wasn't true. I just said it. And then at the end, we had like a.
So did anyone ask to see them? Like,
No, I don't think. I would have been personal. I'm 15. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. No, then we got put into like groups to like do these exercises. And one was a race, and no one picked me, so I was last. And I got back to the back of the line.
that extra toes really
They
gonna
all
slow
just
down, you know?
they all just went.
It's so sad.
And I was like, oh, why have I done that? Why have I done that?
That is so
yeah,
sad.
yeah.
That's discrimination.
Well, yeah, it was
For
on my
us
head.
people.
Because you would have been faster as well with the extra toe.
I don't
You would
know.
have actually, it would have given
Is
you a bit
it?
more. Yeah, I think so.
Or
A
like
bit more leverage.
aerodynamics, does it like? I don't know. I don't know.
You'll be great at swimming if you had it.
That's true. That's true. It's not flippers. There's still a foot. Should we have a race now to like put this?
No, I don't have them any.
Oh, it's gone.
They cut them off when I was like a baby.
Oh,
When I
mad.
was like a few months old, yeah.
Bloody hell, man.
Got the scars though.
That's the next BritAsia documentary right there, isn't it?
Cool.
Uncovering the six toes with Nay. All right, let's move on. This has
Sixth,
become too much about
sixth
me.
sense with Nay.
I can't.
Oh. Hidden
Oh,
talent.
talent.
Have you got one? Acting.
But you think you go first.
I don't know.
Are you guys good at accents?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I'd say. Do you want to give me one and I can try?
We'll start off easy. Let's do like Scottish.
All right, pals. Right, you're listening to BritAsia with my friends Nate and Rami
Oh
and
my god, that's so good.
Nate and Ye. All right, you wee lads, get your scran out. Watch some BritAsia TV on channel
767.
767. That's a good-looking number, that. Eh?
All right, let's do Australian.
Crikey, mate. Look at us. Right over here in Boomba Beddelba. I feel
It
like I'm
is
back home in
good.
Melbourne.
All right, what about Swedish?
What is that? You're watching BritAsia on Sky Channel 767.
Oh my god, he is good. Nigerian?
I don't want to offend anyone.
So what about the Scottish people? You might have just offended.
No. I did a film in Scotland, so I'm adopted. I'm an adopted Glaswegian
Okay.
now. And Sanjeev, who's in Little English, will also say that I am. She's great at acting.
Okay, what about a valley girl?
A what?
A valley girl?
What's that like?
You
Well,
know, like those girls from like LA.
oh, you watch Kardashians? You'll know.
Like a valley girl.
Oh my gosh, I'm like totally like into this right now. So
Oh my
I'm just
God.
gonna like totally like I'm here with what was it? Sorry.
Say VJ.
Totally, yeah, he's so good. And we're here at BritAsia and you know doing the wheel and all sorts. So join us.
Life is a spin, guys.
That was good. Okay.
That's my talent.
Yeah, that's her talent.
That's my talent. I could do Indian accent as well. Watch the film to find out.
All right, craziest DM.
The what?
Craziest DM that you made.
When Ramit said follow back.
DM.
Craziest DM. On Instagram?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I'm just thinking what it was. I don't know if it's crazy, but I just got asked if I was an actor or an actress because I had actor written in my thing, and
You've
that
got to have
crazy?
something better than that. It's
I
not that
know.
crazy.
I don't know if it's allowed.
Oh.
joking,
Is that the one you replied to?
Trending after
Okay.
hours.
I don't know.
Post Watershed,
Probably something you sent me.
which was a text-based message.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how these guys are like talking in code right now. Not giving away too much.
I'm getting cancelled by the end
Okay,
of this, I
how
think.
do you slide into people's DMs?
I don't.
Do they slide into yours?
Couple of aunties, yeah.
Auntie,
What's your craziest DM? Because you were telling us before camera, off camera, that you've got crazy amounts of people like following
Okay,
you on
let me
TikTok.
tell you guys a story. So it's not quite a DM, but so in the office we've got like an office phone. It's got a WhatsApp. I know I've got a mic.
Who said the budget was low here? Who said that?
So anyway, there's this guy from India, because I checked the number, it's the Indian number, and every day he's messaging, can you give me Nay's number? What is Nay's WhatsApp? Call in. So there's like, I'm telling you, like 30 missed calls. This guy every day is messaging. Then he's sending pictures of me into the chat. Why can't you give me Nay's number? She's my favourite host. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah,
Dad, stop it. I told you about this, all right? Stop. She said Nay.
Uncle,
she said Nay.
Nay means nay.
It's in the note. It's in the name. It's in the name.
Nay. So yeah, that's the craziest I've been through recently. Yeah, man.
So when he turns up to the address, what's going to happen?
I got my bodyguards with me.
Oh, yeah.
I got Gary and I got Ted.
Well, then that guy's got a chance. So.
God, why he gonna keep us safe? But yeah, that's crazy.
Damn, son.
I know.
Okay.
You guys will be there soon.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Chat up lines.
Chat up lines. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, what's
you
the
in-
worst
are you in that
chat up
film?
line someone's used on you?
No one really moves to me, man.
What? Why is everyone so scared?
To move to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No one moves to you either.
I won't. I'm so oblivious.
You went to a Catholic school, so it's like a verse from the Bible, isn't it?
Yeah. It's probably.
Thou shalt not pass on my DM. That's it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Holy Spirit.
Okay, sick. Give us something to go off.
What do you mean?
Like you've had. Like, why do I keep doing that? Why do I keep doing that? Go on, you must have.
This one time, this was really bad. I used to work in a club, right, back in the days, and this guy, he was in like the R&B room. This was after my shift, so I've just walked in, and me and my friends having a little low-key drink, you know, before we go home.
Yeah.
And he's come up to me, and he's like, "How tall are you?" And I was like, "I'm 5'7". And he goes, "You can't be." And I was like, "Well, I am." This guy was shorter than me, by the way, because I'm 5'7", and
5'7".
I was like, "You're not," because I am, right? And then I thought, okay, this is the end of the conversation now. He's asked me how tall I am. That's it. And then he goes, so what's your number? And I was like, I've got a man. Bearing in mind, at this point, I didn't. I just wanted to get away from
Good.
him, right?
Yeah, good.
So why were you talking to me then? And I was like, you asked me my height.
Oh wow.
And I thought, I remember going home and thinking, this is how guys are moving these days.
And he was shorter than 5'7".
Well, because I'm
Wait,
5'7",
so he was-
he's here, he's
so
like
he was-
5'4".
Dad, stop it.
What are you doing at the club? Okay, so before we sign off, I do have one last question. So obviously your film has been released into the cinemas. Obviously people have got very lazy, right? They rely on Amazon, Netflix, or, you know, the dodgy sites.
Or YouTube.
Yeah. So with your film being released into the theatres first, what was that kind of like? Was there a bit of like apprehension? Are people going to come out and watch it?
I mean, you're always scared, like, you know, is it going to be played to one person or none? But, you know, we've been really lucky. Right from the premiere at the BFI, we've been sold out. The first few screenings did really well. We've had sold out screenings. We've also had some screenings that are not so full. So what we need is people to get up and go out and support this. Because if you support it, we will prove there's an audience and there'll be more films. Otherwise, it's going to be another 20 years before you see a story about us. So really, it's over to you guys to get out there and make sure that you are the change, because you will change the minds of cinema bookers and film companies. Otherwise, it's going to be the same old thing.
And I am not waiting till I'm pushing 50 for another film like this. I'm sorry, guys. So get off your asses and go watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So any last messages for the viewers?
Go on, you guys go.
Please go support us. This is our voice, our film. Up to you now to go shout about it. It's not just a film about us. I don't feel like this film belongs to us. It's a film that belongs to our community, our heritage, our people. It's a film that celebrates not just Asian actors, but South Asian culture, South Asian musicians.
And it's funny.
It's funny, it's a rom-com. Fall in love with yourself.
It's funny.
Yeah, you will recognize your family in this. You will laugh, cry, everything. But yeah, if you you'll dance to it as well. And you know, if you ever worry about and complain about representation, go see this film, because you guys will be the change.
That's a fair point. I don't want anyone to complain about representation if you're not going to go watch the film. Anyway, guys, that is all for today. You can catch me here again next week at the same time. Until then, keep it locked to BritAsia TV.
Bye.
Ole.